Hey everyone, and welcome back to Le Podcast de Philippe. Today we're gonna be taking a deep dive into the world of AI,
Okay.
but not just in one country.
Right.
We've got things happening all over the globe,
Yeah.
and we're gonna look at France, Canada, and the U.S.
Very exciting.
Yeah, we're gonna look at some familiar names like Meta,
Okay.
but also some startups that you might not have even heard of yet.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's start off in France because they're really making a big splash in the AI world.
Yeah, they are.
So OpenAI setting up shop in Paris is,
Huge.
yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
It is.
And it shows that France is really serious about becoming a major player in this field.
Absolutely. And it's not just OpenAI that we're talking about, right?
Right.
You've got Mistral AI, this French startup, founded just last year,
Yeah.
valued at over $2 billion already.
It's crazy.
It's incredible. And they're focused on open weight large language model.
Open weight. I'm not familiar with that term.
So it's a complex idea, but you can think of it like this.
Oh.
Open weight models allow you to kind of peek under the hood of an AI system.
Oh, interesting.
So you can see how it's making its decisions, how it arrives at its conclusions.
Okay. Yeah.
And this transparency is really, really crucial, for building trust.
Right.
And especially when we're talking about things like AI bias.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We want to make sure that these systems are fair.
Yeah, especially in industries like, healthcare and finance where those AI decisions
Absolutely high stake.
have huge consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah, so France is definitely pushing the boundaries of innovation while keeping an eye on the ethical side of things as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something we see across the board.
Yeah.
Canada is also very focused on responsible AI development.
Yeah, they're really big on collaboration too,
Huge on collaboration.
especially with that partnership with France.
Exactly. And they're not new to the game,
Yeah.
Canada has been a leader in AI research for quite some time.
Montreal. Yeah.
Milan, Montreal. Yeah, exactly. A real hub for AI talent.
And that joint declaration, focusing on ethics and safeguards for AI.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
really
no
big.
big deal. It shows a commitment to responsible development on a global scale.
For sure. And it's interesting how this idea of responsible AI is gaining traction internationally.
Yeah.
Even the UK and the EU signed that treaty.
Oh, a major treaty.
Yeah, the first legally binding one on AI.
It's a historic moment, really.
Yes.
To have this kind of international agreement.
And it's all about responsible use.
Right. And that's the key, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
AI has the potential to be so transformative,
Mm-hmm.
but we have to make sure
It's used for good.
it's used for good, that it respects human rights and democratic values.
Yeah, and that's where things get a little tricky.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you've got companies like Meta
Right.
pushing the boundaries of innovation
Mm.
with things like AI-powered smart glasses and these digital assistants.
Which sounds amazing in theory.
It does sound amazing.
Right.
But then they run into these regulations,
Especially in Europe.
especially in Europe,
Yeah.
and some of their projects have been put on hold.
Yeah, and that's the tension we're talking about.
Yeah,
Finding the right balance between encouraging innovation and protecting people.
exactly. And it's a conversation that's only going to get more complex as AI continues to evolve.
What's really fascinating to me is just how global this conversation has become.
It is.
We're seeing developments in France, Canada, the US, and all these countries are talking to each other.
Collaborating.
Collaborating, yeah, and trying to figure out how to navigate this new world together.
Yeah, and that raises so many questions. What does the future hold for AI?
Right.
Where will the next big breakthrough come from?
Yeah.
And will these efforts at responsible development be enough to steer AI in the right direction?
It's really a question for all of us to consider.
It is, isn't it?
What impact do we want AI to have on our lives?
Exactly. And what role do we want to play in shaping its future?
Those are some big questions.
There are some big questions, but they're questions that we all need to be thinking about.
Absolutely.
And if you want to delve deeper into these topics and explore different perspectives,
Yeah.
be sure to subscribe to Le Podcast de Philippe on YouTube.
That's a great idea.
We've got tons of fascinating deep dives just like this one.
Awesome.
So until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world around you.
Sounds good.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.